invocation together. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. 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 श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
Page 59. Page 59. अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
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 हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
रामचंद्र का तुम हो दुलारा।
रामचंद्र का तुम हो दुलारा।
तीन लोक का तुम हो उजाला।
तीन लोक का तुम हो उजाला।
सोना के लंका जलाते हुए हनुमंत बाबा।
सोना के लंका जलाते हुए हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी पवन का तुम हो प्यारा।
अंजनी पवन का तुम ही हो प्यारा।
भक्त जनों का तुम हो सहारा।
भक्त जनों का तुम ही हो सहारा।
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे।
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे।
राम का नाम सुनाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा।
राम का नाम सुनाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
संकट से हमको बचाना।
संकट से हमको बचाना।
राम की भक्ति सबको दिलाना।
राम की भक्ति सबको दिलाना।
भक्तों की भक्ति बढ़ाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा।
भक्तों की भक्ति बढ़ाए चलो हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा, हनुमंत बाबा,
हनुमंत बाबा, हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो,
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। We'll all sing together, page 92, Nanda Kumara. Nanda Kumara Navaneet Chora Tamre Ganga Shri Hari. Nanda Kumara Navaneet Chora Tamre Ganga Shri Hari. Shyamala Komala Krishna வசுதேவர் மகன் வீரச்சேதாயே கமைசனை கொன்ற கருத்துயர் வேந்த வசுதேவர் மகன் வீரச்சேதாயே மனிதம் கேந்திர மரணம் பிறந்த காத்துமே அகிலமே அவதாரோ ஜகத் கோவிந்தம் நின்றிருநாமம் கருணை கடலே ஸ்ரீ ஹரி நந்தகுமாரா நவநீத சோரா தாமரை கண்ணா ஸ்ரீ ஹரி நந்தகுமாரா நவநீத சோரா தாமரை கண்ணா ஸ்ரீ ஹரி श्यामल कोमल वीण मुरारी मोहन मुरली धारी नंद कुमारा नवनीत चोरा तामरे कन्या श्री हरि नंद कुमारा नवनीत चोरा तामरे कन्या श्री हरि तामरे कन्या श्री हरि तामरे कन्या श्री हरि तामरे कन्या श्री हरि ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय Om Namo Narayanaya. Dear sisters and brothers, we welcome you to this morning's satsang and are always very happy to have you here. The little children may go to their classes and we can all chant the prayer on page 13, the last prayer, Tava Kathamritam. Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jeevanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadattatam Bhuvi Grinanti Te Bhurida Jana. The meaning of the prayer is, the nectar of your sin-effacing utterances brings life and hope to those scorched by misery. They are extolled by wise sages, and the mere listening to them would bestow auspiciousness on all. They confer every prosperity. Those who spread them broadcast are verily magnanimous. They distribute what is completely satisfying to the hearers. This prayer encourages us to read from our scriptures, to learn some lessons that we can follow in our daily life, because it is nectar. Worldly talk is more than 90% of the time painful. Very seldom people talk about peace, love, happiness, joy, unity, and working in harmony. So worldly talk usually brings pain and suffering. So this is the nectar of your sin-effacing utterances. Why also sin-effacing? When we're thinking about God, then we don't think about anything wrong. We don't think about any vices. The mind is focused on that which is absolutely pure and blissful, gives us only peace of mind. So sin-effacing utterances prevents us from doing the wrong thing, from focusing, no, I have been repeating God's name, I mustn't do this and that because it brings my mind down. I must do that which uplifts me. So these utterances bring life and hope to those scorched by misery. It reminds me of what Master says. We have a glass or jug of dirty water. Just go on pouring the clean water and you will see how the dirty water overflows. So similarly, our minds have unwanted thoughts, unwanted material which we want to get rid of. And we wonder sometimes, how must we get rid of this negative thought? Don't even think about that. Just fill it with God thought. Just fill it with God's name. So many beautiful stories we have in our scriptures. You see, when people say, why do Hindus have so many scriptures and the others have only one? Our saints and sages, hundreds of them, realized God in so many different ways. That which is infinite cannot be only one single path. So all their beautiful experiences are recorded in our scriptures. Like if you're standing by the bank of the ocean, there can't be just one or two waves and all be the same. Hundreds of waves, each one different from the other, indicating the infinitude of God. So you cannot fathom that magnitude. So these stories bring life and hope to those scorched by misery. They are extolled by wise sages. Why the sages are wise? Because they know nothing in the world is going to give me peace and happiness. I want to focus on God. Yes, I have to live in the world. Nowhere else I'm going to live. But let my heart and my mind be filled with God thought. So they are wise and they are extolled by wise sages, because wise sages, like when we think even about Master or Sri Ram and Sri Krishna and hundreds, we have so many saints and sages, they don't want to keep this blissful thought for themselves. They want to spread it to the world. They feel compassion for suffering world, and they say, as if standing on the bank of the ocean of nectar, they say, come and see what I have got for you. Come, repeat God's name, sing His glories, read the scriptures, and you will also experience peace and joy. So they are extolled by wise sages, and the mere listening to them would bestow auspiciousness on all. They confer every prosperity. This reminds me of Holy Mother's saying, whether you jump into the river or you are pushed into it. So just by listening, if you're passing somewhere, people are talking about God, just by listening to that nectar, we get peace and we get the blessings also. That's how compassionate God is. Those who spread them broadcast are verily magnanimous. They distribute what is completely satisfying to the hearers. We never ever hear that anybody went to Satsang or to repeat God's name or chant the Ramayana, listen to the reading of the Srimad Bhagavatam, any of that. We don't hear anything negative. We only hear positive ideas, love, full of love and joy, filling our hearts with a different kind of peace which cannot be expressed. So, very beautiful prayer if we can read it every day and just think about it, meditate on it. I'm sure the blessings of the Lord will always be on us. Today we're reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So we thought we'll read something about the Srimad Bhagavatam, and of course that is here in the Gospel also, because Master used to love to listen to scriptural chanting. So Sri Ramakrishna had gone to a devotee's house, Adhar's house, and thereafter he went to Sri Ram's house. Ramachandra Datta was one of the chief household disciples of the Master who lived in Kolkata. He had been one of the first to announce that the Master was an incarnation of God. The Master had visited his house a number of times and unstintingly praised the devotion and generosity of this beloved disciple. A few of the Master's disciples made Ram's home virtually their own dwelling place. You see, when you have like-minded people, then you're happy to be in that company. So the Master's disciples, because Master used to go there so often to listen to God's name, Master himself will be chanting God's name and bring peace in that home. So the other disciples, when they were in that vicinity, would also go to Ramachandra's house. Ram had arranged a special festival to celebrate the Master's visit. The small courtyard was nicely decorated. A Kathak seated on a raised platform was reciting from the Srimad Bhagavatam. When the Master arrived, Ram greeted him respectfully and seated him near the reader. The disciple was extremely happy. Who is that Ram? The Kathak was in the midst of the story of King Harishchandra. The Kathak is one who tells the story, who is reading the story or chanting. And usually when they read, obviously they're going to explain some of the difficult thoughts. So Ram was very happy that the Master could come, had made all these arrangements for Master, because he knows Master only wants to hear about God. So after the story of King Raja Harishchandra, it's a beautiful story which we will relate to when the right time comes. But Sri Ramakrishna asked the Kathak, the person who was reading, to recite the episode of Uddhava, the friend and devotee of Lord Krishna. At the request of Lord Krishna, Uddhav had gone to Vrindavan to console the cowherd boys and the gopis who were sore at heart because of their separation from their beloved Krishna. See, although the Bhagavad is quite a big book, but nowadays it's an abridged version is available for us to get the essence of the story. So if ever you get a chance, read a little bit in that Bhagavatam. There you have the first story, first episode, then you have story 2, and in what is called book 10, when you come to the 10th chapter, then it is the birth of Sri Krishna. So our scriptures give us details of creation right from the time creation began. Now in book 10 is the story of Lord Krishna, the birth and all of that. And we know that when Sri Krishna was about maybe 10 or 12 years old, then he had to go to his own parents' home. He was living with Nanda Baba and Mother Yashoda, his foster parents. And now Vasudev and Devaki are still living. So obviously at the right time when Kams was killed, when Sri Krishna went to Mathura to kill Kansa, then he had to remain there. And obviously the gopis and the gopas, the cowherd girls and boys, they knew in their heart of hearts they could not live without Sri Krishna. So they were very sad. And when Krishna had left the place, they used to always only think about him and remember the beautiful pastimes that they had spent with him. What a joyful life they had with Sri Krishna right near them. And they were mourning this separation from their beloved Krishna. So this part is not in the Gospel, but in the Bhagavad. Uddhav is one who likes to worship God without a name and form. He doesn't want to worship God with form. So Sri Krishna used to explain to him that it's not so easy to worship the formless God. If you want to love God, express your devotion to him, then you have to have some kind of a relationship with God. And even in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, those who worship the unmanifest, greater is their difficulty, is the difficulty of those who worship the unmanifest, unimaginable, incomprehensible Brahman, that is the Supreme Lord without a name and form. So even the Lord advises us to have an Ishta Devata, to have that aspect of God which attracts us, which allows us to worship and love the God, love God, and also to improve ourselves, to evolve, feeling the presence of God, not only in our hearts, but feeling that God is walking with me, God is right wherever I am, and I know He protects me, He saves me from error, He helps me. So I feel that presence, and that relationship our scriptures give. You can think of God as your father and mother, you can think of God as your best friend, or you can have, like Radharani thought of Sri Krishna as her beloved, or you can have, like Hanumanji and Sri Ram, the servant-master relationship or master-servant relationship. These are all the different attitudes that help us to awaken the divinity in us. So Sri Krishna used to tell Uddhav, but Uddhav said, no, you are very, what word he used, you're mean or selfish, or it's unfair of you not to tell the gopis and the cowherd girls and boys that you are everywhere. You are with them and they must see you in their heart. He said, Uddhav, I tried so much, I really failed. Since you have so much of knowledge, why don't you go and explain to them? So Sri Krishna sends Uddhav to Vrindavan to explain to them that they mustn't be sad. Krishna, you cannot say Krishna is not with you. He is with you. So don't be so sad and forlorn. So Uddhav now, when Uddhav arrived at Vrindavan, the gopis and the cowherd boys ran to him eagerly and asked, how is our Krishna? Has he forgotten us altogether? Doesn't he even speak our names? So saying, some of them began to weep. Others accompanied Uddhav to various places in Vrindavan, still filled with Lord Krishna's sweet memory. They said, so naturally, like when you're missing somebody, then you say, when we were here, we did this. This scene reminds me exactly what we did over here. And all those beautiful thoughts come back because of our love for that person. So they said, here it was that Krishna lifted up the Govardhan mountain, and here he killed the demons sent by the evil-minded Kamsa. In this meadow, he tended his cows. Here on the bank of the Yamuna, he sported with the gopis. Here he played with the cowherd boys, and here in these groves he met the gopis secretly. Uddhav said to them, why are you so grief-stricken at Krishna's absence? He resides in all beings as their indwelling spirit. He is God himself, and nothing can exist without him. You see, when we're giving lectures, that's what we say always. That you must know God is with you, he is everywhere. But, said the gopis, we do not understand all that. We can neither read nor write. We know only our Krishna of Vrindavan, who played with us here in so many ways. Uddhav said, Krishna is God himself. By meditating on him, man escapes from birth and death in the world and attains liberation. So I'd just like to read that again. Krishna is God himself. By meditating on him, man escapes from the cycle of birth and death in this world and attains liberation. The gopis said, we do not understand big words like liberation. We don't want to hear about all of that. We want to see our Krishna, the Krishna of our hearts. So it's very, very beautiful. It reminds me so much of some devotees, They relate beautiful incidents to show how they don't feel alone. Many of them live alone in their homes these days. We know that because the families now, different people are doing different things. They go to different places. So some of them say that, even when I go to sleep, I make sure right next to me I have almost like an asana, a clean cloth, and I put Master Mother and Swamiji there. Then I know that Holy Mother is with me. I am not alone. Even one story I heard, there is a devotee who, if he happens to travel anyway, he will always buy 2 seats. The seat next to him, he will make into an asana and put his Lord Krishna there, so he doesn't feel alone. This practice definitely awakens that divinity in us. See, because Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that we are embodied beings. We have a body. So we cannot think of that which does not have a body. How are you going to think about? You feel that you're thinking of nothingness, but there is no nothingness. That is a supreme power, and luckily for us, we've got so many different aspects of the same God that we can think of. We know that there is only one God. We don't have hundreds of gods, but because God is so almighty, so powerful, we cannot say that God cannot do this or that. God can do anything and everything. Many times we have seen how God makes the impossible possible. So, the same Krishna comes as Lord Shiva, that same power manifests as Sri Ram, that same power manifests as all our deities. So whatever we are comfortable to think about, we must think. So they say we want to see Krishna of our hearts. The master listened to the story from the Bhagavata with great attention and said at last, yes, the gopis were right. You see, some people will think they are crazy people, but we don't understand that kind of devotion. Master sang, though I am never loath to grant salvation, let God, so they say here, in the footnote says, the song represents Sri Krishna's words. It's as if Lord Krishna is saying, I never hesitate to grant salvation, but I hesitate indeed to grant pure love. Whoever wins pure love surpasses all. He is adored by men. He triumphs over the 3 worlds. So, the one who has this pure love. Listen, Chandravali. Chandravali is one of the gopis of Vrindavan. Listen, Chandravali, I shall tell you of love. Now Lord Krishna is speaking, and in this song. Mukti means liberation. A man may gain, but rare indeed is bhakti. Solely for pure love's sake did I become King Vali's doorkeeper. So, when the Lord loves his devotee, he is prepared, as they say, to turn backwards to please that devotee. Look at Sri Krishna and Arjuna were such close friends that Krishna Bhagavan agreed to be the charioteer of Arjuna. And later maybe we can all sing together, Sabse Unchi Prema Sagai. In that song, which is in our prayer book, it shows how the Lord will do anything. Look at Sri Ram, ate the fruit that Shabri Bai had already tasted. We will never dare eat what somebody has eaten. Of course, it depends. If it's your own family, your own child, that's different. But normally, in normal circumstances, if somebody has bit into something, they won't even offer it to anybody and nobody will eat it. But Sri Ram ate when Shabri Bai tasted every fruit to see if it was sweet or sour or if it was bitter. And she didn't want to give sour or bitter fruits to the Lord. She wanted to ensure that she gives him only sweet fruit. So she tasted it, and we know Lakshman's face was really, he couldn't understand how the Lord could eat after Shabri Bai had tasted the fruit. So the Lord says, Krishna Bhagavan says, I became King Vali's doorkeeper down in his realm in the netherworld. I'll just read the footnote. Says, an allusion to the story of Vali narrated in the Purana. Vali or Vali? Vali. Narrated in the Purana, he was punished by the Lord for his excessive charity and was condemned to rule over the netherworld. But he succeeded in extracting from the Lord must have said, okay, I'll give you a boon. What do you want? He said, extracting from the Lord the boon that he would be his doorkeeper. So, Vali must have known that only if God is my doorkeeper, then no enemy will be able to enter. So, this was only for pure love's sake God did that. Alone in Vrindavan can pure love be found. Its secret none but the gopis and gopas know. For pure love's sake I dwelt in Nanda's house, taking him as my father. I carried his burdens on my head because he used to go to graze the cows, whole day be out in the sun and come in the evening. So there's another beautiful song about that as well, where Krishna Bhagavan tells his mother, enough of this, I'm not going to do any of this for you in the sun. I must go and graze the cows, and then you're still telling me that I'm stealing butter. So very beautiful. It so makes God so living. That is the whole idea. Make God living, make God, like Big Swami, our Guruji, Big Swamiji used to say, don't lock God in your temple, and when you leave the place, you are by yourself. Take God with you wherever you go. You're going to work, you're going to college, you're going to school. Feel that God is walking with you. The master said to the Kathak, the gopis had ecstatic love, unswerving and single-minded devotion to the one ideal. Do you know the meaning of devotion that is not loyal to one ideal? It is devotion tinged with intellectual knowledge. It makes one feel Krishna has become all these. He alone is the supreme Brahman. He is Rama, Shiva, and Shakti. But this element of knowledge is not present in ecstatic love of God. Once, Hanumanji came to Dwaraka and wanted to see Sita Ram. Krishna said to Rukmani, that is his mother Lakshmi, his queen, you had better assume the form of Sita, otherwise there will be no escape from the hands of Hanumanji, because Hanumanji too, I only put my head at the feet of Sri Ram and no other deity. So imagine Krishna Bhagavan had to assume the form of Sri Ram to let Hanumanji be happy and comfortable. So this is what we say. God can do anything and everything. It is the same one power. Once, the Pandava brothers performed the Rajasuya sacrifice. All the kings placed Yudhishthir on the royal throne and bowed low before him in homage. But Vibhishan, the king of Ceylon, said, I bow down to Narayan and no one else. At these words, the Lord Krishna bowed to Yudhishthir. Only then did Vibhishan prostrate himself, crown and all, before him. Unfortunately, we'll have to say stop here. It's very beautiful. Just a little bit more. If you all don't mind, maybe we can read it, okay? Master says, do you know what devotion to one ideal is like? It is like the attitude of a daughter-in-law in the family. Okay, so this section doesn't apply so much today because lifestyle has changed, but we can add our own ideas in our minds to get the meaning of this very beautiful meaning, just that this practice is not done today. They'll say, you do your own thing, don't tell me. So the daughter-in-law, she serves all the members of the family. her brothers-in-law, father-in-law, husband, and so forth, bringing them water to wash their feet, fetching their towels, arranging their seats, and the like. But with her husband, she has a special relationship. There are two elements in this ecstatic love: I-ness and my-ness. Yashoda Ma used to think, who will look after Gopala if I did not? He will fall ill if I do not serve him. You see, so that I is not the egoistic I, it's the devotee I, it's the loving mother I. So there's no pride in that. And even if there is, it is not a negative pride. It is not that nobody can do it except I. You, as you are doing it for your own child, I'm doing it for my own child. She did not look upon Krishna as God. The other element is my-ness. It means to look on God as one's own. This is my Gopala. Uddhava said to Yashoda, Mother, your Krishna is God himself. He is the Lord of the universe and not a common human being. Oh, explained Mother Yashoda, I am not asking you about your Lord of the universe. I want to know how my Gopala fares. Not the Lord of the universe, but my Gopala. So beautiful, you see. Immediately you feel that devotion in your heart. How faithful to Krishna the gopis were. After many entreaties to the doorkeeper, so one day they couldn't bear the separation from Lord Krishna anymore, so they said, let's go to Mathura and see him. Who's going to stop us? We only want to see Lord Krishna, or not Lord Krishna, we want to see our Krishna, with whom we played and spent such beautiful days. Let's go and see him in Mathura. So, after many entreaties to the doorkeeper, the gopis entered the royal court in Mathura, where Krishna was seated as the king. The doorkeeper took them to him, but at the sight of King Krishna wearing the royal turban, the gopis bent down their heads and said among themselves, Who is this man with the turban on his head? Should we violate our chaste love for Krishna by talking to him? Where is our beloved Krishna with the yellow robe and the bewitching crest with the peacock feather? Did you observe the single-minded love of the gopis for Krishna? The ideal of Vrindavan is unique, says Master. I am told that the people of Dwarka worship Krishna, the companion of Arjuna. You can imagine now, they go into this court and Lord Krishna is seated there like the king with a crown on his head, and it's almost as if they don't recognize him. They don't know who this is. What must we shouldn't violate our love to Shri Krishna by talking to this man. So a devotee asks Master, which is better, ecstatic love or love mixed with knowledge? See, as if on our behalf, the devotee asks Master. It is not possible to develop ecstatic love of God unless you love him very deeply and regard him as your very own. So you see, not everyone can do that. What the gopis have been doing, not everyone, like Hanumanji as well. Listen to a story. Once, 3 friends were going through a forest when a tiger suddenly appeared before them. Brothers, one of them exclaimed, "We are lost." "Why should you say that?" said the second friend. "Why should we be lost? Come, let us pray to God." The third friend said, "No, why should we trouble God about it? Let us climb this tree." See, when they say God helps those who help themselves. Don't just leave everything to God without making any effort to improve the situation. Whatever needs to be done, as they say nowadays, not just 100%, we must put 200% to make sure that everything from our side is done. Then God can do what is missing. The friend who said we are lost did not know that there is a God who is our protector. The friend who asked the others to pray to God was a gnani, one who had knowledge. He was aware that God is the creator, preserver, and destroyer of this world. The third friend, who didn't want to trouble God with prayers and suggested climbing the tree, had ecstatic love of God. It is the very nature of such love. It is the very nature of such love that it makes a man think himself stronger than his beloved. He is always alert lest his beloved should suffer. The one desire of his life is to keep his beloved from even being pricked in the foot by a thorn. Beautiful, very, very beautiful. So therefore, we always say that it's so nice to read something like this before going to bed rather than watching. Nothing wrong in watching television, but before going to bed, we should go with a holy thought. And in the morning, as soon as we open our eyes, repeat God's name with these words of our Guruji. Just come to our mind all the time, because repeatedly he used to advise us. Read something divine, pray or meditate, think about God, then go to sleep. When you get up in the morning, first thing, don't look at other things or start doing something else as soon as you get off the bed. For 10 seconds, 1 minute, repeat God's name, then carry on to do whatever you have to do. Then Ram served the master and the devotees with delicious sweets. So you see, master too, to avoid showing how great he is, master used to say, I only repeat God's name. See, that's why I get all this lovely food to eat. So we'll ask Bharat to sing. Is that one? No. The two-line song. Jai Shri Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Giridhar. Thank you.
Jai Giridhari Krishna Murari. Jai Giridhari Krishna Murari. Jai Giridhari Krishna Murari. Jai Giridhari Krishna Murari. Krishna
सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। श्री कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। Let us sit quietly for a few moments, feeling the love of God in our hearts. God's love for his devotees is really incomprehensible. We feel that, does God know me? Does God love me? Is God happy with me? Just pray every day and feel that he is with us. I bow again and again to Lord Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the delighter of Devaki, the darling of Nandagopal, and the protector of the cows. Krishna Kanhaiya Lal